But I got a call saying, Chris, the premier of the country, just got voted in.
Come on, bro.
And I'm at my staff break in a regular school day. He's like, he wants you to run point. The chief of staff have recommended you as the only person who could potentially run a national gang intervention organization. And I said, well, okay, when they want to meet, they said they want you in this office in 15 minutes.
Oh, little fish, big pond, big splash, big bag. Little fish, big pond, big splash, big bag.
What's going on, world? Welcome back to another episode of the Next Level Speakers Podcast, the number one podcast in the world for
people who want to be speakers.
Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? We got it ain't no guest. It's the fam in the building today. We got Coach Crump. He's affectionately known as Coach Crump.
Yes.
My dog, Chris Crump, is in the building. Chris, what's going on, bro?
Chilling, bro.
How you feeling, man?
I'm blessed, man.
You ready to get it?
Let's go. Let's go, man.
I didn't know if the stage could handle one more pretty light skin up here. You know what I'm saying? I was holding it down.
And listen, we team light skin heavy right now. You know what I'm saying? I just got the Puerto Rican Bobby going on.
He do got the wave, young.
You know what I'm saying?
The people want to know. Obviously, me and Jay.
Yeah,
you know,
the ball ministry.
We left to the other side.
Yeah, it's already
long ago.
Yeah, it's a while.
And Jay and I both had similar stories. Bro, I look at pictures of me when I was holding on to the hairline like, how come nobody said nothing?
The McDonald's.
No, I'm like, no.
Especially the McDonald's boy.
You know what was crazy? People was like, yo, you was bald. And I was like, actually, no, I wasn't. But if you took a picture straight on, my hairline was so far back. I look bald already. I was like, bro, why didn't nobody holding on for no reason?
Did I ever tell you about my come to Jesus moment? Bruh, I had a book signing. This is before I went bald. I had a book signing.
Oh, I got one too. Keep going.
I had a book signing in Charlotte, Greensboro, North Carolina.
Yep, come on.
And they were taking pictures, and they posted the pictures on Facebook. And so I remember looking at the picture.
Somebody looked that up.
And my hairline was back here, and I had the M.
The McDonald's.
The McDonald's.
And
at that, and my first thought, God to honest truth, my first thought was like, yo, they trying to be funny.
Yeah.
Like somebody photoshopped this joint.
Yeah.
And so I told
you didn't know about yourself?
So I told my wife.
Is key. Self-awareness is key.
Yeah, I'm telling you.
Bro, I told my wife, I said, boo, like, yo, I'm about to check this dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm about to check my man.
I was like,
and so she was like, baby, that
Stephen A. Smith.
She was like, babe, that ain't Photoshop, but she rubbed my back. And
dang,
like,
not the rub?
Yeah, she was like,
she gave you the rub, the auntie rub?
And I went in the mirror and I realized that whenever I looked at the mirror, I would raise my forehead. I would raise my
not the eyebrows.
And so I knew then.
Okay.
And literally that same night,
come on,
I had to let it go.
Somebody find that receipt.
Look at the date. What's the date on that?
2016.
Okay, 2016. So I decide I'm going to write my son's book, My Secret Superpower, right? Phenomenal book, available on Amazon. Anyway, I write the book, and I'm a character in the book. So she was like, yeah, well, send me a picture of yourself. So I sent her a picture, right? Like me and my wife or just whatever. So she was like, all right, cool. And this lady was a phenomenal artist. And I screenshot it because I was like, this was my come to Jesus moment. And she sent this back. Now, mind you, I had hair. Dick, I had hair.
No.
I had hair.
No.
Zoom in on it. I had hair at the time.
Oh, bro.
And I showed my wife, I was like, babe, she drew me bald. Like, I got hair. And she was like, well, let me see the picture you sent her. So I sent the picture that I sent. And she was like, well, based on the picture.
Right.
You can't see no hairline?
Bro, I'm so
you laughed a little too hard,
I
bro.
just said, hey, I send homegirl a picture like this the next time. Like, go get me right.
Oh, bro.
She was like, oh, my God, I'm so sorry. Bro, she sent that picture back, and I had hair, and she blessed me and went over the top and did, like, even more than I possibly had at the time.
Exceedingly and abundantly.
But that was when I knew.
And abundant.
Bro, but Crump, you wouldn't know, bro. It's like, bro, it hurt when you got to make the full commitment. Shout out to Quest. We was in Mexico, and I looked at Quest, and I was like, Quest, I see what you're trying to do. I see you trying to go with the come on home.
Just come on home. Yeah, he told me
Come on home.
in front of me. I was like, it's okay.
Yeah,
Quinn.
no, I told him. I said,
He said,
bro,
nah, you think I mean, it was like, yeah.
nah, just go. Yeah, go ahead. It's liberating, bro.
Yeah, it is.
When I finally did it, and then let me be real, because I had already really been bald, you know how you do something thinking like, how's this gonna go?
Yeah.
People was like, anyway, so see, on Thursday we supposed to, all right, don't nobody see the, okay.
No, they like, it's been gone.
Guess it was, fam.
That's fine.
Oh,
Like I said,
I need something to drink.
inability to self-assess, dog, is what's
Yeah.
killing people, is what holds most people back.
For
You
sure.
can't see yourself the way the world sees, which is why you need a coach.
That's
so
it.
the point of it,
If I would have had a
coach
hairline coach, I would have 24. I'd have knocked it all back. Boom,
Oh,
just
for sure.
been in the game.
Oh, for sure.
But I didn't.
And I'm glad I ain't let it go back in the day when I was trapping and running nightclubs because
Yeah.
I was smashing them.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah.
let me not.
See?
All right,
No,
just
no,
go
see?
back. My bad.
Yep.
So,
all right.
Coaching,
so
the
let me
importance
say
of
this
coaching.
here for when we talk about the inability to self-assess. What Buchanan says, let me tell y'all why Coach Crump is the
Yep.
director
Come on.
over the whole Speakers
Come on.
Academy, over the Speakers Elite.
Come on.
Phenomenal husband, phenomenal father.
And
right?
one of the greatest jumps and keynotes in the history of mankind, because I was around for Chris' first keynote. And let me say, from then to now, you will see why he's able to call himself the king coach.
Oh, yeah, for
because
sure.
this man willed himself
Yeah.
from a struggle keynote to a phenomenal, leader, speaker, and
Yeah.
all of that. I mean that in all seriousness.
Yeah.
Like, and I knew you had the gift. It's crazy because Chris is one of them people, when I saw him speak, I was like, oh yeah, he could do it. He just ain't got no idea what he's doing. And when you got the coaching and bro, you took off with that thing, and it's been incredible to watch that grow.
Yeah. Former, professional basketball player. My man has literally traveled all over the world, starting programs, preaching in churches and schools and corporations. Excuse me. Started programs in schools, started a boys' school in Bermuda, like from the ground up. Like he's been doing just some phenomenal work, entrepreneur, like grinder, brother, friend. Like he's phenomenal on so many levels, author. And so it only made sense for him to come on and be our director, man. So glad we rocking with
Yeah,
you,
man.
bro.
Honor,
and you
bro.
made
Honor,
the program to really be what it is today, man. So thank you, bro.
Yeah, I appreciate that. Yeah, man. I'm excited, man. It just, I'm a product of all of that. So it's like, CJ saying, like, I've always had a coach. You know what I mean? Being an athlete, it's easier. And I was the type of player who responded well to hard coaching.
Sure.
And my first coach was my dad, man. Like, I kind of was one of those kids that was quote unquote the golden child of the family. So I was already kind of talented. So I was, talent shows, sports. Like I never paid for registration. My parents never took me to practice or took me to a game. I always had coaches picking me up, buying me cleats, buying me shoes, paying for the registration. Like, don't worry about nothing. I'm telling my mom and dad, we'll pick them up, we'll drop them off, we'll feed them.
Yeah.
So I had that since I was like 8, 9, 10. So it's like, I've always had these gifts and talents, but I've always responded well to hard coaching. And I know it's because of my dad, because people bring trophies. Oh, he won the MVP, or he won this, he won that. And then my dad was like, man, you better get your butt in the house. You better clean up the kitchen. You better make sure.
Right.
So he never was on these awards. He was always on handling your responsibility, doing what you're supposed to do, stay out of trouble. And I think that spirit just kind of always stayed with me, and it still is with me to this day.
Yeah. So I don't actually know the background of how, I know a lot about the basketball story, but like when did you first realize like, I think I want to do this speaking thing. Like this looks appealing.
Really seeing E in Bermuda 2011. I really was asked because of, because people was asking me to speak because, you play professional ball, you play college ball. I like you to speak to my kids. You know what I mean? It was really on that energy the entire time. And then
You had the camp counselor vibe.
Yeah.
With the shirt tucked in with the shorts kind of high and the whistle. You know what I'm saying?
No.
Okay,
And
I didn't know.
no,
That's
no.
how all our basketball camp counselors came through. You know what I'm saying?
No, I was add one out. We was add one out
gotcha.
back in the day. So it was baggy and saggy. So, but yeah, man, I was just doing, and at the time E came, I was actually in one of the worst spaces ever in my life, professionally, personally. I had got demoted due to a technicality of not being a citizen of the country. And so that had put me, because I was like, how you going to be voted by the SGA and by the principal, most effective staff of the year, most influential staff of the year, gave me a trophy and everything. And then the government's like, hey, anybody in a position in any of our systems that is not qualified or experienced, they have to be demoted if they're not a Bermudian. And so it was a list of 11 that came to Cedar Bridge, and Kamala Richards called me in the office. She was like, Chris, man, it hurts my heart, but you're on the list. And so when I lost that position, I was a teacher's assistant at an elementary school, like just monitoring like a third grader who just had, spasm behavior problems, but really was a good kid. But, we had challenges financially. It was just a lot of stuff. So I reluctantly went to the staff development that E.T. was speaking at, did not know who he was. And the radio DJ was trying to, hey, it's the guy on YouTube. It's the guy that just went viral on YouTube. He's coming, they're bringing him to Bermuda. And I was like, I had no idea who he was.
Wow.
So he came, he spoke, and he was doing the book. So I was like, man, I don't want no book. I need to talk to him man to man. Like I followed E the whole day.
Wait, this was the one I was at?
Yeah, that was the one you came
That's
with.
the first time you saw E?
Yeah.
I did not know that, bro.
Yeah.
I don't know. Yeah, I don't know why I thought y'all knew each other or you knew somebody who knew him a long.
No.
Yeah, that's weird. I don't know why I did not know
That was in 2011?
2011.
Wow.
That was 2011. That was in October 2011. They came for the professional development.
Oh, and you never even saw the Bad As You Want to, shout out to the T-shirt, Bad As You Want to Breathe video at that time?
No.
Nothing. Okay, wow.
Nah,
because I was about to say, we was popping by then now. We had a little momentum.
Yeah.
By the time we had the book out, we was cooking.
Yeah, but I had, and I remember because you were supposed to sign up for workshops after the keynote. So E was doing the keynote, and then we had to go to. I said, bro, I don't know what I signed up for, but I'm not leaving him. Like I was sitting in the front row with my BB Messenger. Shout out to the BB Messenger, and I was just taking notes in my BlackBerry, and I followed E every single session. Wait to the end of the day. I said, man, I need to talk to you man to man. Like I'm going through it. And Shannon, like one of the guys in Bermuda, he was like, yo, he's this, he's that. And
shout out to Shannon, my dog.
Yeah, and then E made it seem like I was the celebrity. And that threw me off. I'm like, I'm waiting. And he was like, man, I heard you play pro ball. I heard you like killing in the school system over here. Give me a hug. And I was like, I was thrown off by the interaction first. And then I was just like, bro, I really need to talk to you. I really don't want a picture. Okay, cool with the book, but I really want to know how I can move my life. And that's when he gave me the prayer line.
Hold on, not your speaking career.
No.
Not how you can make more money.
No, I wasn't.
Not how you can be more popular or grow your following or marketing or branding.
I didn't care about nothing. That wasn't even a thing back in 2011, to be honest.
Man, come on.
Bring
back the good old days.
I was just like, and then the church, the SDA church, brought him like for a revival like 2 months later. And that's when him and Carl came, and we was in Shannon's house, ate lunch for like 2 hours, and he gave me an old beat-up book of the 21 Irrefutable Laws of Leadership. And then that book planted a seed. I had got a leadership executive role to run the gang intervention for the country of Bermuda like 8 months later. And then he had onboarded me for like 2 weeks for free. So separate of the prayer line, gave me the book, did that.
Come on.
So I told myself in 2012, that's when I met you, I was forever indebted to E from that. From that point on, my marriage, my getting in alignment with God, like, and then that whole leadership.
Y'all was already married at this time?
Yeah.
Come on.
And she was going through it.
Y'all got how many years?
Come on, dog.
16? Oh yeah, I guess so. And that, yeah. Okay.
No, I didn't know what a husband was. Like I'm still prideful as heck, egotistical. Like the humble, I never just went to humble. Like I just took a step towards it. You know what I'm saying? So I was just, me and my pride was always battling for years.
Yep.
And to be quite frank, I mean, I think I really just finally overcame it, to be honest. And so that process, he was just showing me what it looks like to be a man of God, like in practical, every single day, asking questions, and that started. So I've been getting coached, and then he said something to me, and this is why you got to have people speak life over you. I was silent on that call for like 4 months. And he said, Chris, he called me personally. He said, when you don't talk, we can notice the difference. He's like, bro, it's important that people need to hear your voice. I need you to talk every day on the prayer line. And that started me like coming up with stories. I would share stories. And then, because I didn't know what to say. So I would research stories to share, principles to give, devotions to share. And that started 2012. And then 2014, I got booked for some schools, and they brought me back every month in Bermuda. And I did a TV show, got sponsored by, We was getting like, we got family sponsor for like KFC. We had a TV show for me doing motivational moments in Bermuda. Like my popularity really grew in Bermuda. But one of the schools was like, Chris, they only really get back in alignment the week you about to come. And that led me to figuring out like how to get results quantifiably. Like, how do I get them to help the students go from point A to point B, not just give them something in the moment.
Right.
And that what led me to run the school for 4 years and consult for another year. And then that sat on the board for the Department of Education for the country of Bermuda. And that just kind of always let me see systems, see processes, see data. And I kind of fell in love with that process of helping people go to A to B.
So, but I can't help but focus on all of this stuff shifted, all of this stuff changed when you got back in alignment with God.
Oh yeah.
You never came to E and said, "Hey, I want to work for the government. I want the parliament, the secretary. Or I want this position. I'm marketing."
Wow.
You was just like, I need to get my life together.
Yeah.
I need to be a better man, a better husband, a better father.
Yeah.
And he was like, okay, I can work with that. And when that got in alignment, so many other opportunities began to grow. Can you talk about the importance of that? Because we've got thousands of speakers all over the world that's tapped in, that's listening to us, that's rocking with us.
Yeah.
And they just want to get to that next level, you know what I'm saying, without fighting some internal devils.
Yeah, I'm going to share a story that I think I never really shared before. I was going through my personal battle. And I remember I was in my apartment in Bermuda, and I was on the bathroom floor, and I was crying. And I said, Lord, if you get me up off the tile, I'm gonna serve you. And I cried there for a while, and I got up, and He convicted me to rededicate my life spiritually. Started 2012, and He gave me 3 convictions. He said, be consistent with me, be consistent with the prayer line, and tithe your money. And for the whole year, that was my focus. And then month to month, my life started to change.
Wow.
And that led me to being called while I'm now, I went from that elementary school to a middle school with a kid that just had a bowel movement problem. I'm so used to dealing with behavior. They was like, oh, we got a kid that we need you to be a para to. I was like, okay. There's a young man. And they was like, I'm like, this kid's nice. This kid's not slow. That's like, yeah, but just keep him. If he has one of his episodes, just keep him far from everybody. And we got a special room for him with a special bathroom. I'm saying to myself, I'm not processing everything.
Hey, okay, smooth. I mean, hey, bro got his own bathroom.
Bruh, he literally, his only problem was he had loose bowels. He used to have to wear like special underwear and all that. And I just had to kind of, socially help him, right? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I got a call saying, Chris, the premier of the country just got voted in.
Come on, bro.
And I'm at my staff break in a regular school day. He's like, he wants you to run point. The chief of staff have recommended you as the only person who could potentially run a national gang intervention organization. Wow. And I said, okay, when they want to meet? They said they want you in his office in 15 minutes. And man, 1 month I was in a suit and tie,
boom,
running a gang intervention organization for the country of Bermuda. And I knew, but in my mind, I knew that 1 year of dedication and realignment, getting me back right. Yeah, I didn't get that and then get goofy and start like, well, I'm great now.
Right. Yeah,
stayed. I stayed with this regimented morning program for the rest. Still to this day, I made some minor tweaks as I matured and grown. But that has been my consistent regimen to this day.
Man, that's dope, man. And shout out to Bermuda too, man.
Yeah.
We look, Nick over there. Man, rest in peace to Art Mill. The best fish sandwich.
Oh man. Come on, man.
No. Listen.
Changed my life.
Fish sandwich.
With the raisin bread.
Bruh.
And you know why they had to shut it? You know why they had to shut it down though?
No, I don't. I'm sad to hear that. I knew he passed. They told us that. I didn't get that news.
I didn't know that.
Let me tell y'all something. I had never in my life had nothing that good, bro.
Now I want.
Oh
now
my
I want one.
God! No. It was insane. We got one like at least 2-3 times a day,
bro.
Going back up there, bro.
And it's often like people don't realize it's not on Front Street. It's not by hotel.
I don't even know how we ended up there, but shout out.
You got to go to the back of town. You know what I mean, for the Bermudians, and it was just a little shop in the neighborhood, man. And when the pop passed. the sandwich just wasn't quite.
Yeah.
And then what happened was it took on such a phenomenon. Local restaurants started competing with the sandwich.
Right.
So they got in the market and it was like, well, they ain't the only one.
It didn't hit the same.
And then it didn't hit the same. And
Man,
so
it was so fresh. And then you know what else funny, nigga, about Bermuda? This is the last thing, bro. We went there, we would drive past people and they would honk, and I was like, oh, okay, like, but the island about this big, so we was driving past the same people all day, and every time they would honk, and I'm like, and wave, and I'm like, cause like, imagine like you at work or something, you see somebody first time in the morning or something, you wave one time, that's it, and I was talking to Shannon, and I was like, you gonna honk every time? He said, oh yes. He said, bro, I died laughing. He was like, bro, I could honk 4 times. You see somebody on that 5th time and don't honk, they'll call your mama and be like, everything all right with Shannon? I saw him, he didn't honk the 5th time. I said, oh, this is good.
Yeah.
So that was
very neighborhood coach.
I want to say that was my first time going internationally with E.
Yeah.
Like we had been, Cali and all of that, but I think that might have been my first time going internationally. So, it's interesting to see how you speak on that particular thing. Real quick, one of the things, and we didn't get to Jay before, I want to know best gig ever, worst gig ever.
Yeah.
Oh man, worst gig is easy. I got excited. I was speaking at the City Hall, right in the heart of the city of Bermuda. And I was like, yeah, I'm at City Hall, beautiful backdrop. Sun came out. They was like, but you're speaking to all the preschoolers, right? So, they lay like a mat, like towels out for the preschoolers. And each little preschool was like in a section. And I'm gonna give them some motivation. These 3 and 4-year-olds. So just imagine a bunch of jacks.
Oh my God.
Just imagine a bunch of jacks.
Good luck.
Bruh, I'm trying to speak. They wrestling, crying, smashing watermelon across their whole face. One kid ate them and he just fell back. He tilted his back. And I'm like, and it's every group, nobody's paying attention to me.
Nobody.
And all the little, the females is trying to, sit them up, prompt them up.
Yeah.
I'm like, and then the way the sun was, right? The sun was beaming like right on me. So I'm sweating. I'm rocking, but my whole shirt. And I got like a button up. You know what I mean? So the whole shirt is just sweaty all in the back. And I just said, okay, God, got the memo. Yeah. That's not my ministry.
This ain't my demo.
I know my age bracket. So I was like,
this ain't my demographic.
Yeah, so I just knew instantly, like, yep, that's not. And then I have to be honest, man, sitting on that stage with JA last year at the Next Level Speakers Conference was just so much going through me, man, of just, I got so much respect for Jeremy. Man, I tell people all the time, man, like, is God, Jesus, E.T., and Jeremy. Like, they're like, if it was a picture of, of the Last Supper in modern era, like, you would see Jesus and you would see Jeremy on one side, you would see E.T. on the other side. Like, these guys are really holy. Like, I'm like, you a real Christian, dude. Like, like, you really live this life. And I'm like, bruh, like, I need to be around just a great man like that, high character, high integrity, and just to give back and bless him what he's built. And just been that was by far my greatest speaking engagement.
Well, we see Jeremy's shirt, so he must not be far off in the opinion.
Yeah, he's you know what I'm saying? His cube coming up, and he know that too, right? Cause he got this crazy confidence, but he can't never show it. So I just do it for him. So he did that. This is my brother, right? Yeah. So he did that because he know the next one, the next group of his
next
group.
iteration.
You know what I'm saying? The next group of his group.
Hey, let me tell you how hard this shirt hit.
Me and Crump gonna get one with just 2 of us. Like, hey. 5th and 6th place ain't bad. You know what I'm saying?
6th man of the year. When Didi hit me and was like, I need that shirt. I said, oh, praise God.
Oh, yeah, that's tough.
Jay, we didn't get to it before. Best gig ever. I'm talking about, man, they stroked the check on time. The check was fat. The people was blessed by the message. What was the best gig ever? What was the worst gig ever?
Worst gig, I was speaking at a school. I forget this. I think it was.
Don't say the school, man. You know what
I'm just thinking. I'm trying to think of the city.
Oh, okay, gotcha.
Yeah, I think it was somewhere. It might have been Chicago. It was somewhere like Midwest, right?
Okay.
And so
not Michigan, so we good.
Right, and so it was like the school had 3,800 students, and they were like, Jeremy, we're doing something we've never done before. We're gonna have all of the kids in the gym. You know what I'm saying? Because we want everybody to hear your presentation. And I was like, man, and this is like this is like a massive gym. You ever watch like some of the LeBron?
Yeah, principals
basketball?
out there, stop doing that. I think unless you got like grown students,
Mature
it's
and
better
holy.
to just be like, yo, let me just go. I feel like I'm more effective. I'm saying give me a class of 30, 40 where they can hear my voice and it resonates, and let me just run around all day to 30, like don't assembly me out. Because assemblies, like the kids be in there, they too worried about who in there, what's going on, they can't hear. Anyway, I'm ranting.
Yeah,
Go ahead.
so I was used to, like, my sweet spot, of course, is the auditorium because it's darker, all the lights on the stage.
Yep.
But I could kill it at the average, gym with maybe 1,800, 2,000 students. Like, I could kill it. But this school here, because it was so much high traffic, so much high gain, so much high poverty, 99% free or reduced lunch. And they had never put all the kids in the gym at the same time.
Oh, Lord have mercy.
So for them, they like, yo, this is a block party. This is like Freaknik, block party, homecoming. Like,
Shout out to Freaknik.
Not Freaknik.
Shout out to
I'm
Freaknik.
telling you, bro,
Documentary coming up.
like, bro, like people was coming in with Bluetooth speakers, like playing music. Like they got their own little club. Like, bro, it was complete pandemonium.
Lean on me.
And it had lean on me vibes. And the principal, after 10 minutes, she couldn't calm them down. I was like, I got it. Like, I ain't new to this. I'm true to this. Bro, this like 2 years ago. Bro, I grab a microphone. I'm like, hey, I ain't come all the way from Atlanta to play with y'all. Stuff that will typically work.
Yeah, calm
It
them
was
down.
like, yeah, whatever. And I was just speaking, and 20 minutes in.
Shut your ball.
Oh, bruh. I gotten that before. And so I remember one time I had my hat to the back, I took my hat off. They was like, yo, my man's bald. And I was just like, they gotta choke you out, bro.
I'm talking about right on site.
I'll choke you out. And so it was really bad, bro. And after like 20 minutes in, I was just like, yo, low key, 80% of the people are talking. And they're not yelling, but when you got 3,000 people just having a conversation,
Oh, yeah, for sure.
bro, that's hella loud. And God was like, man, just focus on the 10, 20% that's listening
That's it.
and just pour your heart out to them. And then I was just like, yo, those of y'all that's really rocking with me, you know what I'm saying, that's really tapped in. I was like, yo, meet me down here on the floor right now. And that's how I turned it around. And they came. And so now I felt like I had probably like maybe 400 people around me with the microphone, and I was just pouring my heart out to them. And that thing hit differently, but it was brutal.
Wow.
At the beginning, bro. I wanted to climb under a rock. I low key was just like, y'all don't even have to worry about paying me for this. Like I was like, you keep that little 15 grand. But then I was just like, nah, bump that. Y'all set me up.
No.
Y'all set me up. And then they was like, we're sorry. We thought this was a good idea. We probably should have had you speak a few different times with smaller groups. And I was like, yeah, don't ever do that again. My best gig would have to be Australia, speaking for $1 Million Roundtable, which is one of the biggest financial leadership conferences in the world. To have people from Singapore, to have people from, it was in Australia, Sydney, Australia. Crump was with me, Stevan and Jerry. I was going to have Javen, who's been my main videographer for probably 13 years, travel with me. But I felt impressed, like, yo, these young boys, they need to get that experience. And they was with me. Mike was there. So we was like 5 deep. And Mike from the podcast, see, Mike, he got FOMO bad, bro. So Mike, like, I'm pulling up wherever you at. And so that was by far my best gig. I had 18 different interpreters. They took me in the room, bro, where all the interpreters had their cubicle. So they was just like, just know that when you're speaking, you got 18 different languages. And so you've got tens of thousands of people in the audience. Yeah. But they all have the little earpiece if they don't speak English.
Yeah.
And so, man, it was
Some
just
international joints hit.
Yeah, it was just different. So that by far was my best presentation. And honestly, Crump know this. I felt like I struggled with it because I wasn't able to go on my normal ride.
Yeah.
I had to speak with a poise and a certain
cadence. I watched E do that, and it was like he was speaking line by line.
Yeah,
because you're waiting on them to translate.
And they wanted me to send my transcript. That's the one thing I couldn't agree to in my contract. They wanted me to send the script and speak through a teleprompter. I was like, you can keep the little 50 grand. I can't do that. And they was just like, okay, well, are you sure? I was just like, man, I got to speak from the heart, but I have the principles. And so that by far was my best and most amazing speaking.
I don't think people understand the amount of international gigs. There's places that are bigger on speaking than we are in the States. Like Australia, they own that for real.
Yes, for
Malaysia,
sure.
they own that for real.
Yes.
Singapore,
UK,
they own
yes,
that. UK,
yes.
like there are places where speaking and personal development is just a huge deal, and they pay a lot of money.
For sure.
Bro,
I've been to Bermuda. I've been to Bermuda like 7 different times.
I mean, think about it. You said Australia. That's probably our number 2 market.
3, 4, yeah.
5.
Wow.
For us. Like literally every single year until COVID, we went to Australia and sold out every single year.
Wow.
You know what I'm saying? So I'm just for the people out there, as you're thinking like, oh, I'm gonna speak here, I'm gonna speak there. Like this is what that thing can grow to. And so, Crump, we usually do a butcher's cut here, and Jeremy usually gives it. But since you are the resident coach on the pod today, why don't you get the people the butcher's cut? That's the butcher's cut, the cut they usually keep for themselves. But, you know, we feel like being generous today and sharing with the people. Go ahead and give them something to close us out.
Yeah, man. No matter where you are in your career, where you are in your life, be coachable. You know what I mean? Like, people say, oh, man, what's the secret? What's the shortcuts? There is no secret. There is no shortcut. There's a play you got to run, and you got to be coachable to run that play. No matter what it is in life, people have successful marriages. People have successful speaking careers. People have successful families, successful investments. You got to go to them, humble yourself, and run the exact same play that they ran. Minor tweaks here and there because of the market and the timing, but for the most part, man, just be coachable. And if you're coachable, you will be successful if you run the play.
Period.
Listen, man, if you want to be coached by the best coaches in the world, and I mean that, y'all go look at the track record, look at the resume of the people who've been coming through this program and winning at a high level. You can do so right now at nextlevelspeakersacademy.com. That's nextlevelspeakersacademy.com. And you're going to get trained by us. That's the one thing I like about our program.
Thanks.
You're not getting bait and switched where it's like, oh, you see the 3 of us and ET and Inky, and then you sign up and you don't see us. You were on the call last night.
Yep.
Jeremy was training. I had the Monday call. Crump called me. I wasn't even supposed to be on, but I think he had a scheduling conflict. He called me at like 5, like, can you be on in an hour? Yes, I can. And I ran the call. So we are actually the ones training you, and we've seen some incredible results. So if you or anybody you know has the gift, and you know you're supposed to be getting trained, nextlevelspeakersacademy.com is the place to be. We're going to be there, and we're going to take you to that next level. So, Crump, man, appreciate you being here. Look forward to you being back on with us. Jay, as always.
Tell the people where they can find you.
nextlevelspeakersacademy.com.
Yep.
Right there.
Yeah.
You see his face.
Yeah.
Go for it.
Nah, man. Hey, listen. Just tap in with us, nextlevelspeakersacademy.com, and you get everything you need from me and the community.
Your Instagram?
Yeah, the King underscore coach.
Give him that at least.
Come on.
Yeah.
You know
The King coach. Shout out to the King coach. But yeah, man. I'm grateful, thankful, and let's get it.
Yes, sir.
See you next week.
Let's go.